Damn, Ego, why you do him like that, man? It's looking bad for old media. Say it isn't so. The WBC president is now admitting that the average Pilgrim Avenue Yildrim fight was a miserable fight, and now they have to re-examine the process, and he's basically backtracking and apologizing for Canelo's last fight. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. Before I get started, make sure you guys get UFC 259 this weekend. Stylebender, Adesanya, Amanda Nunes, Peter Yan. This is a championship card, y'all. I will be tapped in watching it. It does help the channel when you click on my links. It's an affiliate link. UFC 259. If you're going to be ordering that, please use my link if you're interested in helping the channel. Let's go. UFC 259 this Saturday. Tap in. Now, Ego Stradamus strikes again, and people get mad, but you're going to hear a lot more of that each time. DAZN Boxing, on their verified page, they posted this interview. It's with Akin Barak and Mauricio Sulaiman, right? So they're doing like kind of a Zoom call or whatever. DAZN Boxing verified page. WBC president Mauricio Sulaiman says there are mandatory status issues that need to be changed. Quote, there are times, this is just funny to me. Quote, there are times where a mandatory should not be pushed and enforced. Get all the way out of here. So you wait until Canelo has his fight in a football stadium. It's a disastrous fight. Everybody's ridiculing it. Teddy Atlas, myself, Edgar Berlanga said Canelo fought a punching bag. Fans and boxers, I didn't see one boxer. There's a ton of boxers that went. Mike Tyson was there. You had Devin Haney there, Terrence Crawford, I believe Shakur Stevenson. I think I said Danny Garcia, Demetrius Andre. I didn't hear or see any of them posting how it was a great fight. Jermell Charlo was there, among others. And it wasn't a good look for boxing. Canelo's a popular guy, and if we have that many eyes on our sport, that is not the fight you want them to have seen. He fought a guy who got punched up and did nothing, and this was easy to predict. So this is mighty ironic that Mauricio Sulaiman is now saying there are times where a mandatory should not be pushed and enforced. So the walls are closing in on Canelo Alvarez, the WBC, all the games, different things like that. So we all know that Canelo's mandatory was a black fighter, Jermall Charlo, at 160. Canelo did not fight him. Instead, they introduced a new position called the franchise champion. We all know in our heart of all hearts that win, lose, or draw, Canelo Alvarez versus Jermall Charlo would never look like Avenue Yildrim fight. And if for some reason, even if it did look like it, Canelo would get a ton of credit because nobody's ever done that. So Canelo loses a title, now the WBC franchise champion. So for a while, this is in 2019, summer of 2019. So almost 2 years ago, they made this position up for Canelo. So we see the games that the WBC is playing. WBC, we back Canelo. That's the acronym I like to call. And they put on this pathetic fight with Avenue Yildrim, and Mauricio Sulaiman is in the back watching this. He was in Miami, of course, for an event that he co-signed. And now all of a sudden he's coming out and saying, hey, now we got to look at this fight. This is just funny, people. This is hilarious because at the end of the day, this is what I told you going into the fight, and you guys said I was hating. Not most of you, but there were a few detractors. They said your boy Ego was hating because I didn't want to see Canelo fight a guy with no activity. I showed you this. Look, he hasn't had a win since 2018 against Longlega. Who is that? Longlega Mock. He lost his last fight. Bam. Anthony Durrell. We see it. We see it. So he ain't won a fight since 2018. He was coming off a loss. And from 2019 all the way up until last Saturday, so 2 years, like exactly, actually 2 years and a couple of days, 2 years, 4 days, he had no activity, right? And his performance looked every bit of what you would expect for a guy who has never, ever been a world beater, a guy who is coming off a 2 year and 4 day layoff, and a guy who's coming off a loss, and a guy who got stopped by the boy Chris Eubank way back in 2017. And the funny thing is, when Chris Eubank stopped Yildrim, he actually stopped him in the round. It wasn't no go back to the corner and think about it and quit and all that, right? So Chris Eubank actually stopped him, and nobody really even gave Chris Eubank a ton of credit. But Canelo Alvarez, the great Canelo, fights him and makes him quit in the corner years later, and we're supposed to be proud of this. Plus, there was when Eubank fought him, he was undefeated. Canelo fought him coming off of a loss and a long ass layoff, and he had already lost to, again, Chris Eubank, so he had at least 2 losses. I mean, this is just bad form, and it's bad for the WBC. Now they want to say they did another interview with Boxing Social, I think it was, and they said that we're sorry, the stage was set for a much greater fight, because they know this looks pathetic. Now Mauricio Sulaiman's backing off the blocks and saying, we got to really examine the process. No, you don't. You didn't have to re-examine the process. What would make you believe that a guy who has never had a significant win at a world level, a guy who's 5'11 and a half, a guy who's lesser than even a Caleb Smith, and Caleb Smith just got tore up by Canelo in December, a guy who's coming off a 2 year layoff, a guy who's coming off a loss, a guy who got stopped in 3 rounds by Chris Eubank, conventional wisdom could have told you that this wouldn't be a good rival for Canelo. So I reject Mauricio Sulaiman and the WBC's deposit. You didn't require further thinking. You don't have to re-examine the process. If you would have listened to your boy Ego, everything would have been all right. You know what I mean? But once again, the world of boxing wants to play a game as if I don't know what I'm talking about. So we going heads up. We going heads up. We going to see. We going to see. Ego versus old media. I'll take the whole old media on. We'll see whose talking points last. At the end of the day, Canelo's fight with Yildrim, I told you it was going to be. I told you I was putting forth no effort into promoting the fight, which I did not. And I told you why. And it was, we did the blackout or whatever. And I'm not the one who has to now come from behind and backtrack and say, this could have been a better fight, or now we have to, I'm sorry. I'm not apologizing. Why would I apologize? For being accurate? No, will never happen. The WBC, Canelo and his team, they're the ones having to argue and deal with the criticism and argue with ESPN Mexico, ESPN Deportes, David Fetelson. David Fetelson, he ain't arguing with me. We on the same page. You know what I'm saying? So you see what it is. People can get mad and try to defend this behavior all they want. But again, Canelo's team, he's retweeting him and Eddie Reynoso beefing with ESPN reporter David Fetelson, because David Fetelson said you fought a sack of potatoes, bro. You know what I mean? And Canelo's probably feeling type of way, getting that type of criticism, but that's how people feel. Like, he's in silk pajamas, literally. There's an old Marvin Hagler quote where he says, it's hard to wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning and run 8 miles in silk pajamas. Canelo literally pulls up in silk pajamas, and it looks like he's at a resort. It doesn't even look like he has a fight week. He's showing up to everything in super casual clothes. I understand he's a popular guy, but this was just a vacation for Canelo, point blank, period. And just to hit y'all over the head with more fact, let me show y'all this. This was captured by Michael Benson, Sirius XM and DAZN. Eddie Hearn says in his conversation with Canelo Alvarez, quote, "I said to him, Billy Joe Saunders is a tough fight. Canelo said, yeah, for 3 rounds. I said it won't be easy work like Yildrim. Canelo said Yildrim was, listen to this, people, and they want to say I'm wrong. We gonna see. When this is all said and done, we gonna see. Canelo said Yildrim was easy work. Caleb Smith was easy work. Billy Joe Saunders is easy work. So when I tell you that Canelo is going after the easier targets for his style, guys that are tailor-made, he's agreeing with me. Canelo says Yildrim was easy work. He got him out of there in 3 rounds with no resistance. He said Caleb Smith was easy work. He beat the heck out of him for 12 rounds with no resistance. And he says Billy Joe Saunders is going to be easy work. He hasn't even fought Billy Joe Saunders, but he's telling you. So Canelo is slipping up. As he gets older, he's slipping up. He's telling you that he's fighting the easy work. He's telling you it's going to be easy work. And this ain't like a Floyd Mayweather where he called everyone easy work. Canelo's actually fighting guys that match up well with his style that should be easy work for him. He's disciplined, he's in shape, and he has skill. And he's fighting a lot of Eastern European, Turkish, European fighters instead of the Charlos of the world, the Andrades of the world, the David Benavidez, who's a monster. Bivol been calling him out. These are all more difficult fight. Artur Beterbiev, you rather fight Kovalev than Beterbiev. You say that Kovalev's the best at light heavy. So if you beat the best person at light heavy, fight Beterbiev, fight Badu Jack, fight Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez. The world knows these are all tougher fights, period. These are guys that match up well. What they do well, good or bad, win, lose, or draw, should provide for a better fight than the Yildrim. So it's just funny that Ego Stradamus keeps striking again. Ego Stradamus keeps striking again. Now Sulaiman has to say, hey, we got to look at the process. No, you just have to stop babying Canelo. Use my link, UFC 259. We working. I promise you, 2021, it's going to be a lot of slow sling. It's going to be a lot of slow singing and flower bringing. So, yeah, I don't know what else to tell y'all other than I told you. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more sports. Get unlimited access to premium content with an ESPN Plus subscription. ESPN Plus offers a variety of content, including specials, behind the scenes, docuseries like Bruce Lee's Be Water, and much more. With an ESPN Plus subscription, you get access to a ton of classic archive fights and replays from boxing and the UFC. Big names like, hi, I'm Mike Tyson, come and watch my fight. Floyd Mayweather, easy work, I'm rich. And Manny Pacquiao, yes, it's up to my promoter, just to name a few. If that's not enough, you could get the ESPN bundle, which includes ESPN Plus, Hulu, and Disney Plus. All 3 apps, one low price. You don't want to miss out. Make sure you guys click that link in the description box of all of my videos. Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.